Yo, what is happening, family? Welcome to the Light Skin Perspective with myself, Keenan Jerome Floyd, and Mo Green. Thank you for joining us for episode 7 of this new batch of episodes that we're doing, the non-problematic batches. That's what I'm calling it. What's going on with you, Mo?
I think ain't this 8? I thought this was 8. Whatever.
No, I think it's 7. I don't know. Let me check.
Oh, okay, whatever.
Where can they find you, Mo Green?
Comedian Mo Green on all platforms.
And you can also follow me, Keenan J. Floyd, on all platforms as well. If you're following our YouTube channel, if this is your first time here, make sure you like and subscribe the show. We're trying to get numbers.
Yes.
And this is episode 7. So episode 7.
Okay. It's actually episode 36, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
No, because this is the unproblematic batch. This is the new start batch.
But if you want to see those problematic batches, $3.99 per month.
This is
on
after
OnlyFans.
On OnlyFans. This is after the midlife crisis batch. This is the rejuvenation, rehabilitation batch.
I just thought about it. I'm really gonna put them shits on OnlyFans, yo. I just thought about that shit. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, OnlyFans just
if it blow Nick some paper,
It's not just for pussy and assholes. It's for
not
exclusive content.
Monique on there. She be cooking. Monique OnlyFans look like Dell's screen right now.
Look,
I bought it. I know.
I am not against. I am not against this. I am not against multitasking right now. I can only do one thing because my mind isn't that advanced. But let's go ahead and introduce our guest. We have two guests that are coming back on to our podcast. This is the second time they both have been with us. They both have the same last name. We got Del Harrison, who's making breakfast, and we got Krys Harrison, who was on episode 6. What's going on?
Yeah, the last one. Yep.
Hey, first of all, I just been still holding on to the fact that Keenan said he got to mute me because he don't want people hearing me cooking catfish, and that was just so white man of you to assume I'm cooking catfish.
I would be.
I'm cooking catfish, but I'm cooking.
No, you know what's funny, Del? I was talking. So my dad used to take me fishing when I was a kid, right? And I was talking to someone yesterday about fishing, and it's funny because it brought back memories because we would only catch carp, red snapper, and catfish. Those were the only things we would catch. Right, and I remember I caught one catfish, right, and then we took it home to cook it. The catfish is delicious, but the only thing I don't like about catfish when you actually catch it and take it home and kill it is that for some reason their heads still move after you chop it off.
Woo!
So the catfish head is sitting in the kitchen and it's still breathing. The mouth is still opening because it's still breathing, and I'm eating its body, and the catfish is looking at me.
It must have all its brain, stuff in the above the neck. Yeah,
above the neck. Yeah, it's a weird.
That is scary. I'll never eat cat. Well, I really don't be trying to eat catfish at all anyway because of what somebody told me, But still, that's scarier.
I was the same way, and then I had it, and it was fried to perfection. I said, "Fuck it all."
Yo, when catfish is made right, catfish is delicious. So
it's real meaty. I just
delicious.
like it. It is a real meaty food. Like a real meaty fish. I'm a salmon, cod. I love snapper because that's Jamaican. That's number one on the Jamaican plate.
Yeah, I remember that episode of Martin with Varnell Hill and Tommy Davidson. He was like, "Catfish is delicious."
Oh, I don't even remember.
He almost made Martin laugh because that was all improv when he said that shit. Martin was like, he turned away and shit. We actually own a 10-mile lake out in the back. Catfish are delicious.
But nevertheless,
I just remember him being like, call me when you come to LA. And then
He said, I did.
Martin got to LA and
I
he was
did.
like, no, that's just something we say.
He said, you can take the children, bounce them on your knee. Bounce them on the knee and sing out a little deep.
Yeah, Mo's the only nigga that can sing that doesn't go to church.
No, I hate church.
Mo. Oh my God.
Wait,
The devil is on the line?
No.
Mo said he don't go to church. I was just about to be like, Mo, where's your wife at? And then you say you don't go to church. And I'm like, oh my God, Satan.
Satan. It's a lot of hoes that love Satan. You crazy?
I don't go to church either, Dell, but that's because I grew up Jehovah's Witness.
Me too.
Yesterday was the memorial of Jesus Christ.
Oh, it was.
And that's the only time of the year that witnesses witness to me, meaning my parents. They always like send me messages.
Explain what witness means.
Okay, so I'm a Jehovah's Witness. I was a Jehovah's Witness. I'm an ex-Jehovah's Witness now. Witness is basically like, what do you call it? Proselytizing.
Proselytize.
Basically.
Prophesizing.
Proselytize.
Oh, is it proselytize?
Yeah.
That means preach.
They come and they preach to you, and they tell you all the stuff that you need to be doing so that you can get right with God. And that was including going to the memorial of Jesus Christ's death yesterday, which I totally did not do because I was out drinking. But I wish all the Jehovah's Witnesses that are
right there with you.
I hope. Cheers. I hope that you guys had a great memorial. The special talk is also on Sunday. I don't know why I'm advertising for them right now.
Didn't they kick you out?
Yeah, they kicked
me out. He left.
I got this
like, why are you giving them free advertisement?
I know.
I don't even wear brand names.
I'm so messed up. But believe it
PTSD.
or not, there's actually a lot of witnesses in Hollywood trying to make it in the entertainment industry. Because the other day I was talking to a comic and I was like, yo, you want to come on the podcast? She's like, I can't come tomorrow. It was on Thursday. And she was like, I can't come tomorrow because tomorrow's a holy day. Tomorrow's the memorial. And only like one group of people say memorial. Like everyone else is like Easter, Good Friday. So when she said, Easter, I was like, you mean the Jehovah's Witness memorial? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, you a Jehovah's Witness? And she's like, I mean, and I was like, you know, I was, right? Like I talked about my stand-up. And she's like, I know, I was born and raised. I was like, I had no idea. Surprise.
Wow.
You have one of the biggest ones is Terrence Howard.
Jackson's grew up Jehovah's Witness.
Yep.
The Wayne family grew up Jehovah's Witness.
The Williams sisters. Crazy Bone
grew up Jehovah's Witness. Biggie.
Why do you know all of this? Is this how they get you in? Like, it's cool.
No.
When you're a part of the religion, you're part of religion, you just know.
Donald Glover grew up a witness.
Yep.
Quinta Bronson, I think
whoever
her name is
that is.
The woman that just came out with Abbott Elementary.
I can't even tell you what time my church starts.
Well, what do you think?
No, I was thinking, that's actually great that they refer to it as that because it makes it very real. Like the memorial service of someone who they accept as real, because a lot of people don't accept, that Christ was a real person. So they make it real by saying memorial.
What's interesting too is that a lot of people don't.
Cat or a dog?
Is that a what?
Is that a cat or a dog?
Where? Mine.
Where?
I got two dogs over here. Oh, there was a.
I thought you saw something on my room. I was like, what?
And I'm like, look, I'm looking
kind
at
of
it like
Real killer looking room, probably.
People are gonna roast you in the comments, Del, for letting your dog up on the counter.
Guys, whoever's in the comments, don't forget this one thing before you say something, okay? I'm white. Thanks so much.
Hey, Kenny, could you imagine? Because Terrence Howard is like a Jehovah's Witness are trying to be. Could you imagine him coming to your? Could you imagine him coming to your door? You're like, listen, man, I got some things I got to tell you. The Lord is coming back, in 100,000 years. But if you give yourself over to Jehovah, He'll ensure that you'll live for the rest of your life, man.
If you try to close the door on Terrence Howard, they'll turn into an episode of Empire.
Then he'll make you gay.
Well, it's funny because a lot of people don't think that witnesses believe in Jesus, but we have a whole season just about Jesus and his death.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, I don't want to talk about that, even though we did.
Oh yeah. You keep saying we like you're a part of them. Your mind is you got Stockholm syndrome.
Or I just relate.
Or he just doesn't.
You the type of dude like you could be. Nah, you the type of dude you could be divorced from your wife for 10 years and you still refer to her as my wife. Because when me and my wife used to.
I mean, I am a
no
Cancer.
Nigga, it's over.
I am a Cancer, so I'm probably attached to things I shouldn't be attached to.
Ooh, child, me too. I'm a Cancer.
Oh, what's your birthday, Dale?
June 28th.
June 28th. Okay, I'm July 21st.
Yeah. Oh, so, wow, that's my ex-husband's birthday.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, I gotta turn the camera off for a second.
What, you got the laptop in your hand? You walking with it?
No, I got my phone, but I got to switch.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
So while Dale's switching to that, let's switch to another topic.
Let's go.
Let's go ahead. I've said too much. So the last time we talked, the Brooklyn subway shooting happened. I think like the day before. So we talked about it briefly and all that stuff.
I'm so mad that he's black.
Haven't you? But Krys, haven't you noticed that more of these mass shooters are black now? Black dudes.
And I'm mad about it. Every single one. That's the one thing that we had.
Yeah.
At least we could say we don't mass shoot. That was the one thing we could say. And now we don't even have that.
We had it with the DC sniper though. That was crazy. Like 15 years ago.
Guys, these snipers want equal opportunities, guys.
DC sniper, that was so long ago. It's like it fell off our credit report. Now we're doing it again.
Yeah, we just got.
That's true.
We just got into good graces. We were just about to get the house, and now it's because like the last 2 or 3, it was like the last 2 or 3 shooters. I mean, there was a bunch of white dudes, but like there was also the last 2 or 3 shooters have been black dudes.
And I mean, not for nothing. Even with the DC sniper, we still kind of got off because it was like, oh, dad and son bonding time. Like, don't say a black man doesn't spend time with his son. So we were still. And
wasn't they immigrants too? Like or something like that. They're not ADOS. They're not FBA. So it's a little different. Remember. I think so. I think it was like Jamaican or something like that. Yeah. So it don't count as much. It's not American black. Ain't the same. You know what I mean? Ain't the same.
That's the truth.
You know, there's people in like Jamaica and other countries.
When you go to court.
Hold up. There's people in like like black people in Jamaica and other countries that's hating on us for trying to get reparations in America.
Of course.
Do not let them get it. Make them work. Don't give them nothing. They don't deserve shit.
Yeah, most black other countries think that we are extremely lazy. And the truth is we are.
I disagree with that.
Be that as a man. We need was old.
Let Del. What were you saying, Del?
I disagree with that completely. We are the most active race. We are not lazy whatsoever. We have made it so that all people that are migrating to this country, we have made it so that they have the rights even over us. You know what I'm saying? When they come here, they can go to their chamber of commerce. That's us fighting for those rights. Our people did that. So we are not lazy, and we are still doing that right now.
Back then.
I think.
No, right now.
Hoes didn't want me.
This generation of young African American, they're a little lazy. It's not the civil rights era. That's just the bottom line. They tweet.
I do think that there's a dichotomy between the two generations. I mean, to be fair to Krys and Del, I think that we're in the era of comfort, if that makes any sense. Like I think that it's gotten to a point where there are a group of us that are pushing for the true mission that Marcus Garvey, MLK, Malcolm X, all those guys from the past have started on. Because the thing about it is Malcolm X and Marcus Garvey specifically wanted a community that could stand on its own. Right? And I believe that one of the mistakes of integration was that we didn't integrate with terms, so to speak. I don't know. Would you agree with that to a certain extent, Del?
I completely agree with that. I also agree, that integration had its downside, because when we were segregated, we were relying upon each other as the businesses. So therefore, when you look at the Jewish dollar today changes hands, I think they say 18 times in the Jewish community before it leaves their community. Back in the time of Reconstruction, it changed hands 100 times before it left our community. But then also, guys, we have to look at it being more spiritual. We're in the land of demons. So that's why you have a whole Black community, whole Black Wall Street, and then other people will see that and bomb the whole town because we don't wrestle with flesh and blood. We wrestle with these demons out here, and our battle is not about black and white. It's about the Lord's people versus these devils out here.
So the thing about that, well, this is what I'll say to that. What I'll say to that is, a lot of times when we look at racism, we're actually looking at self-preservation, and a little bit of racism is required for that. Like, for example, you go to Koreatown, you might be able to move to Koreatown, but who owns the building, right? You might be able to go to Chinatown, but who owns the businesses? Who owns the properties? When you go to a Hasidic Jewish neighborhood, you're in a Hasidic Jewish neighborhood, right? And a lot of times we might look at that, or even an Italian neighborhood. At this point, there's Italian neighborhoods that are just Italians. They're like a couple people, but it's mostly Italians, right? They own the neighborhood. And a lot of times they'll be very specific about who they want to live there, right? Even and then rich and poor and all that stuff, right? And from the outside looking in, a lot of people will say, "Oh my God, that's racist," which it is. But it's required for them to maintain a stake in their community, because what happens is now they can actually say they know everybody. You know what I mean? They know everybody. When something goes down, they know who to look for. They know who to talk to and all that stuff. So in a way, they're able to protect their families. They're able to protect their properties. They're able to protect their community. Unfortunately, with all the stuff that America has done to black people, they guilt us. They use it against us, and they guilt us into accepting everybody. Because this is what they say. If a black person's like, yo, I don't want like white people to move entire neighborhoods. Like if it's like Bedside, Brooklyn, no, we need to keep all these white people out. They'll say, but you're black. You should know that racism isn't blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but you don't say that to everyone else. And what ends up happening is we lose our properties, we lose our community, and therefore we lose the financial relevance that we need to make things happen in this country.
Are we losing them, or are they coming in, buying homes that were left to people who need the money and can't afford to upkeep the home? I'm not opposed to gentrification, because I am one of those blacks that, wherever I want to be at, I'm going to be at. You know what I'm saying? So, even I lived in Brooklyn. When I first got to Brooklyn, I'm talking about 90% black getting off the train. You know what I'm saying? By the time I left there, it was about, 58% black getting off the train. But with gentrification, a lot of times when you have an all black area that is low income, it can't be just Italian or just Korean or this, where they have a different story. Us, we have been, our fight in this country
has been like the government has strictly put out things to attack us. You know what I'm saying? So you have a broken spirit in the community. So now you got graffiti, you got that. When you have gentrification, then what you do is the blacks who will sustain in that area are able to now have a home where there's not graffiti, there's more police presence, there's less crime. Because with it being all black, sometimes in a low income area, then that's what you got. But you got places like PG County, that's all black too. That's the number 2 richest black county in America. You got View Park, that is the number 1 richest black county in America. All of those black, that's a whole black area. Everybody black, everybody home owned, and they're the richest black county. And you don't see all that either. So, you know, we have our areas, but with this country, we got to move shrewdly. We can't be like, hey, this is Black Town. You see what I'm saying? We just got to reside, see the place, move in. You know, we literally have to conquer our things in different ways. You know, well, they're all about heritage. This is our heritage. This is our, you know.
And that's because it's systemic. Because remember from Reconstruction up until 70. That's when our neighborhood started to change. If you know what I'm saying.
When they introduced drugs.
Yeah, when they introduced drugs, when they introduced welfare, government programs, and all that stuff, and of course, our spirits are broke because they break our spirits all the time. I mean, you guys know, you guys work in entertainment. You know, when you be going into Hollywood meetings and all that stuff, they be making side black comments. It's a thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's a thing. It's American to try to put us down. But what I will say is this. I get really encouraged and I feel really good when I see black people that are proud of who they are, who are proud of their heritage, that are proud of where they come from, who show respect to the African diaspora, who respect, you know, their women, who take care of their kids, who respect their children, who respect their elders, who learn from the generations from above, because there are a lot of people that are like that. And it's a lot to do that now, because it seems that when we are pro-black or positive about our community, we do get a lot of pushback. Now, when it comes to, I should have just left it there, but I'll just say that when it comes to making more of a change, when it comes to establishing more respect, I do think there's a lot more that needs to be done. I do think that there needs to be, we need to return to form when it comes to establishing our presence in certain things. I want to see less sellouts. I want to see less black people that feel they need to cross over and sell us out to get things, because it's more of a selfish movement more than a group think.
Like, cross us out how? Cross us out how? In what way?
Well,
cross
sell us
over
out
how? In what way?
So what happens is you have a lot of, sometimes you have, well, no, not sometimes. You have a lot of black people that get involved in politics, right? And normally the ones that start out where they're saying, well, I'm looking for reparations for black people, or I'm looking for certain programs in black communities and all that stuff, usually they don't last in the races. Either they're voted out or they find some type of scandal or something. Usually they don't last. And what ends up happening is you have black politicians that cross over, like they might be, it doesn't matter what party, they'll cross over, and when they're asked dead on, they're like, what are you going to do about reparations? What are you going to do about the black community, et cetera, et cetera? Usually their answers are either racism doesn't exist anymore, it's not just about black people, we're all Americans, or we're going to do what we can. You know what I mean? It's never like a straight, because the truth of the matter is you have to be for all people, because there's going to be people that are going to feel a certain type of way. There are going to be people that are lobbying, because that's where a lot of success goes. There's people that lobby politicians that they will pull funding if a person was straight up like that. That's why we need more lobbyists.
Okay. You look at the time of do y'all remember Condoleezza Rice?
Mhm.
Yeah.
You remember her? Black people hated her.
Amiri Baraka said, "What kind of a skeezer is a Condoleezza?" So
Okay, but under Condoleezza now, when black people are about to go help their community, and this is why, but this is not just for y'all, this is for the viewers out there.
Mhm.
You need to move shrewdly around devils who have built a country on the enslavement of a free people, acknowledges this enslavement in textbooks, but then refuses to recompense those people.
Mhm.
A person going out in front of people being like, what I'm gonna do is, excuse me, devils, how y'all doing? I'm gonna make sure they get us everything that we deserve. We can never move like that.
No.
But Condoleezza, under her, the time she was under George Bush, when I tell you, they have forgiven all African debt. They have created so many programs for Black. See, you have to move without being a big old, we gonna do this kind of person. You know what I'm saying? The same with Kamala, the same with Kentanji. You are not gonna be able to be like, I'm for my people, and as soon as I get my head, you have to look and see the history of what's done with the outspoken, even down to Jesus. You know what I'm saying? People that are speaking boldly for the sake of their people, for the sake of the kingdom, that devil looks at that and they be like, oh, okay, well, what we need to do is we need to kill him because they are afraid of an overthrow. But the Lord is overthrowing it anyway. And those who will be used are those who will move shrewdly toward the goal. So they're not going to be able to outright say it, but we're going to be able to check their track record. Because even with like Barack Obama, people be like, oh, he ain't do nothing for us. Oh, okay. Because when he was in, I remember the gas prices being down. I remember he saved foreclosure on so many homes. He saved the bank industry. He saved the car industry. He got student loans forgiven. Like, you know, he got free healthcare in this country. Like, that's not doing something for us. Then you look at, you know, now even what happened with the pandemic. People are, let's get reparations. But if you are talking about let's get a jump start for helping out people who can be wealthy during this pandemic, okay, more comedians made more during the time of the pandemic because they were getting, you know, a couple $1,000s a month just from doing nothing. Then they came along and they created the housing program where you get all of your rent free for the last couple of years. Like, I mean, how much do you think we need on reparations? Because that was definitely a good reparations down payment. You understand what I'm saying?
It felt like a preview. It felt like the trailer to what reparations would be. I'm like, yeah, I'm down with this.
Okay, but the thing is, we can't keep being like, whenever it's already here. You've been given the opportunity, and those who are still waiting on, this big check in order to bust a move, you got to bust a move on the little bitty checks you've been handed, because all of that will wind up. You think Oprah is still being like, we need reparations? You think Kanye and Jay-Z and Beyonce and all the people that come from nothing is sitting there talking about, we need reparations? All these people come from nothing. Oprah said her mama made her sleep outside because she was too dark to come in the house. You know what I'm saying? Kanye mama had nothing when he raised him. So those people was not like, when I give him my check, I got some music I'ma make. They was like, yo, I gotta do what I gotta do. And that's what our ancestors did. A lot of people, you know, anyway, guys, I could talk all day about it.
Hey Del, why did you make all of the sisters sound like they were from the color purple?
Yeah.
When they were talking
hold on. I just don't want y'all to leave without my final point, which is me and you will never find.
See, at first I'm like, why is she making Kamala sound like she's from Gone with the Wind? Damn. No, but I got a PPP loan, and I started a business and paid my car off during the pandemic. So Big Booty Butt Cheeks LLC paid off a 1984 Pontiac Firebird.
Keenan was supposed to fly me out, but he didn't do that though. So
no, but seriously, I started my own. I believe I do agree with you with is I do believe, and I've always said this, I do believe that reparations now in 2022, I believe that reparations is still a viable demand. However, I do think that we as a community need to learn to become more self-sufficient. Now, when I say learn to become more self-sufficient, there are a lot of us that are self-sufficient. There's a good chunk of us that are self-sufficient. I'm talking about the notion of. I do think that there needs to be more encouragement in the media, more encouragement and education for us to start our own businesses, to invest in each other.
See, the thing is, you're just like Satan. When are you gonna put some positive news on so I can be encouraged? That's what you're asking. You know what I'm saying? It's not, you're asking for an organization that's strictly here to add to the disparity for the things that you want. You're looking for people to.
I don't need it though, because I'm already doing it. I don't need it. But when I listen to conversations, there are some people that seem like they need it.
People do need it. People do need it, and that's why it's up to us as a community to give it out like amongst ourselves, because it's not going to come from these conglomerates. It's going to come, and also too, I'm not saying that the conglomerates won't be able to get in and give certain missions
they
back
won't though, because they could have. They won't. Oh wait, you just went out. Oh, you're
3,
back.
2, 1. Yes, I'm
back.
back. I needed to put. Oh, okay. Something's going on my side. I needed to put certain missions will have backing. Like for instance, I feel like reparations right now is called small business grants. You know what I'm saying? For those who are seeking them out. Right now, there's an organization in California called SBDC. They are here to give free classes to small businesses. They help you the classes are on finance, marketing, all that. And then you take a couple of workshops and they also help you to find money, whether it's with the SBA, whether it's a small business loan. Those things are strictly out there. There's right now a grant in California right now for small businesses to recoup funds. It's a $15,000 grant. They aren't asking for anything else for you to apply. So it's like, when you look, if you're looking for specific terminology, that's where you're going to be disappointed. You have to know what the Lord is trying to give you through another term. You know what I'm saying? So if it's grants or PPP or something else, but it's out there. You got to look it up, because I'm telling you, I look at it once a month. I'd be like, all right, let me see what grants is out here. And that's one thing that the pandemic taught me is like all these businesses are out here trying to fund Black businesses. There's all these, ways to get funded without being like, all right, as soon as I get enough $100 shows, I'm gonna have, you know what I mean? You don't have to do that. You can.
And I 100% agree with that. Some people don't know. Also, some people got PPP loans and didn't know how to use PPP loans. And again, this isn't. And at this point, it's not like a Black thing. That's not. It's just people in general got the PPP loans and bought houses and bought boats and all that stuff, and now they're going to jail because of fraud, right? But at the same time, like for example, for those that didn't know, 2 black-owned comedy clubs opened during the pandemic. Comedy in Harlem, opened by Jamie Roberts and his wife Nikki Sunshine, and Omar's Comedy Loft, both in Harlem, opened by Omar Thompson. 2 black-owned comedy clubs, and they're bumping. Like they have sold out shows almost every weekend, right? That's something that we haven't seen before. Me personally, I left my job in production and I was able to start my own production company, which I wasn't able to do before. I wasn't able to do ever in my life, even though I wanted to do that, right? And it's and so it's possible. And I think what we're going to see, I think in the next generation, I do think we're starting to see self-sufficiency. I think the next generation, we're going to have more millionaires. We're going to have more Black millionaires than we've ever had before. because it takes a lot of work, but it's somewhat easier now. It's somewhat easier now. I think I was born in the 80s, so I'm like a millennial. So I think like what happened with the millennials is that we're between our parents' generation of, like my parents are old enough; they were involved in civil rights and stuff. So we're like between that generation and this new generation. So we tried to find our footing of being black in America, and we're like, well, we kind of haven't been able to do anything because of white people. And then the other half is like, yeah, but we can also make $1 million off of Instagram. You know what I mean?
And so many. And that's what I'm talking about. And you have the progressive mindset that has been like, I don't need reparations. Reparations out as long as I got my phone, I got this, I can edit it. And these people have gone on, like, live in huge homes from starting with a phone. So those people don't even need reparations. You think they out here marching talking about reparations? They pulling up and straight, I'm saying, caddy trucks to $1 million home. And I'm talking about it's from putting out a video, and then they've invested every single time in the lighting and this and that. Mm-hmm. So those people ain't looking for reparations. The reparations people, I respect the mission of those who want to get reparations. We do deserve it. Our people, all of these companies, have been built on the backs of our people. And you mean to tell me y'all don't want to give us nothing? But because we are in such a creative environment and in a country, it's time to, like, while we're supporting the effort of, like, hey, let's get reparations, look at all these other opportunities where if you just got one of these, you know what I'm saying, it could stem you off and you could create your own, reparations. You know what I'm saying? So
if you guys take one thing away from this podcast, Dell Harrison is very, very optimistic, and she's going to.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Because yeah.
Dell.
That's a good attitude to have, though. Instead of being, woe is me, I can't do nothing, I need help. Like I always say, you want to be a victor, not a victim. You know what I'm saying?
And what's funny about that that's the thing. That's one of the things I was talking about. Now, when we look at media and stuff, and we look at even some white people that are like our allies, they try to treat us like we're victims, and they think they're doing right. Like I remember when I lived in New York. For some reason, white people that live on the Upper East Side of New York, they all want to be white saviors. I don't know if it's because of Columbia University or what, but every time I go up there, they're like, oh my God, I saw the police in the subway station. If you would have been there, they would have shot you. And it's like, no, that's not. I'm around police officers. Like it's all good. It's not. Don't try to make it seem like that I can't take care of myself, or I'll be in a conversation and some white woman will be like, as a black man, he needs to. It's like, no, I'm good. You don't need to say nothing about me. I'm good.
Yeah, because they want to do their part. Like when the white woman walks up to you talking about if you would have been there, the police, that person is not, that person is uncomfortable with idle chatter. You know what I'm saying? So as opposed to being like, hey, kid, what's up? You know what I mean? And it's not just white people. Black people, like I grew up in New Orleans. We have hated white people for so long that I'm just now coming into myself where I could be like, wait a minute, hold on. This lady don't have a racist bone in her body. Okay, this lady don't have it either. You know what? I need to just take because I've met some black devils too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I need to just take everybody for face value. And that way I can focus on the character and not on the skin complexion. Because every time, even when I be like, you know what, white people cool. Then here come a white devil. You know what I'm saying? Then I'd be like, I need to stick with my own people. Then here come a black devil. So I just gotta focus on, character. But then also you run into those whites where it's really they're feeling the same helplessness that we feel sometimes being in the country. And that's what that's where you see the quote unquote, it's really not white guilt. It's that same helplessness of like, what can I do? I just want to do something, like, you know what I'm saying? But they're feeling powerless too, because, that's everybody's feeling powerless when you're going up against a system that is attacking people, and you see it. You know what I'm saying? You see these people getting attacked, and you don't know what to do because you feel just as small as them in the inside. You want to give the illusion that you're not as small, but you feel just as small as them. You know what I mean?
So just an update. So Krys' neighborhood lost power.
Oh,
So I'll see if we can get her back in a minute. But yeah, this is an amazing conversation that we're having.
It's the epitome. Krys is in the epitome of black power over there.
Yeah, I mean, her neighbors are like Italian or some shit. But, so let's move on to we were trying to talk about the YouTuber that became the subway shooter, right? Black dude. Okay, so Krys is working on it. She might be back. Black dude named Frank James. Turns out he was a black dude named Frank James, and he was a YouTuber. He was a.
Is he still? He's alive, right?
Yeah, he's alive. Yeah, he got right.
Okay.
He turned himself in.
Oh, okay.
After the whole thing, he turned himself in. So, guess what? Guess what he called himself on the name of his channel on YouTube?
What was it called?
Prophet of Truth 88. Any YouTuber that has prophet in their name, you know they're gonna be a problem. You know they're gonna. There's something wrong.
Right.
Prophet of
Something's
Truth.
extreme. Something is extreme about them.
Something is extreme. His house his house smells like the savannah and black licorice.
and tea tree oil.
And tea tree oil and Moroccan sage.
And hemp.
and sandalwood.
Egyptian musk.
Egyptian bun.
Or his house could smell like corn chips and feet. You never know about this.
Yeah, that's true too.
No, that's one of the rooms, definitely. Like, it's Egyptian sandalwood, right by the kitchen. It's Egyptian musk right by the kitchen. It's tea tree oil by the windowsill, and when you go in that closet.
Just corn chips and feet and mold. Yuck. Prophet of Truth. Probably, I mean, and what's interesting, okay, so this is what I've been noticing a lot on YouTube. So, Del, you've been noticing a lot on YouTube that there's been an uprise of black creators who have kind of been extreme, right? Like, they've kind of been talking, because usually you'll look at like white creators, and they're the ones that be talking manifestos and all that goofy shit. But it seems like more now, there's more black dudes that are kind of like supremacy. You know what I mean?
No, what do you mean?
So this guy, the Prophet of Truth, apparently he spoke about like a race war, an impending race war, exterminating certain groups of people. He was disappointed that Ketanji Brown Jackson is married to a white man. I mean, I sort of am too, because I thought it would be dope to have a black couple in the Supreme Court, but I don't hold it against her like that. But whatever.
Listen,
but
she got that white man because she been preparing for this appointment all her life. She like, I want to make sure they know I'm fair.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They're like, one day I'm going to be a Supreme Court. When she was in school, they're like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a Supreme Court justice. And get a white husband.
So they can know I submit to the man every day.
Yeah, they're like, so what are you going to do to prepare to be a Supreme Court justice? Well, first I'm going to go to law school. Then I'm going to get a white husband. Anything else? No, that's it.
Tina, no, she put it in reverse. She was like, first I'm going to get a white husband. Then I'm going to law school. And he's going to pay for it.
I'm going to make sure he has a distinguished beard. He's going to have a salt pepper beard.
And also, to Ketanji, when you see this, just know, girl, we got your back. I don't care who you married to. We proud of you.
Yo, the questioning that they gave her in the thing was weird, especially Ted Cruz. He was using like a PowerPoint presentation. He's like, okay, I got some questions. Boop, sliding them. He was using an overhead projector. Like, all right, What do you
Ted
think
Cruz
about
said
this?
he old. He can't remember all that.
Dumb Ted Cruz.
But also one I don't know if it was Ted Cruz, but I did see one of the videos of them asking her questions, and it seemed like he was just asking her questions like, "Look, you know we gonna appoint you. I'm just moving it along." You know what I'm saying? That was his attitude.
Yeah. And then the last thing that I have in my notes, Frank Jones, and this Frank James, and this thing that I pay very, very close attention to. He always denigrated women and made racist comments against black people on his YouTube channel. And those are the type of things
that sounds like me.
Sounds like you? Oh yeah, Mo Green be in here like, yeah, they're called bitches, and I'm like, yo, Mo, like,
because bitches is bitches.
I'm like, calm down, Mo.
I ain't talking about women. I'm talking about bitches.
Oh my God, Mo, you just really releasing your, you just really releasing your inner Satan out here.
Yeah, that's right. Satan was the good guy.
With that beautiful voice, that is a shame. I'm talking about that is a shame. Satan is attracting a lot of people. Only to turn them into hell.
Yep, I'm gonna have to cut this out. That's funny. I'm cutting this clip out.
I mean, Dell's in here like the Oracle, reading up on our.
Yeah, she is.
She's reading up on our chakras and our energy fields.
All that jazz.
All right. So for the people at home, you gotta tell us what you're cooking, Dell, because
yeah, we gotta tell us, man. That looks delicious.
We've had a cooking show the whole episode so far.
Yeah.
Yes, y'all have, and I need to record this for my segment.
Yeah, we heard
another hour.
We heard the grease bubbling.
I am cooking fried rice and
okay.
vegetable fried rice, and I can show you how it's looking.
Looks good. Sounds good, rather. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right.
so it's got some broccoli and baby corn and rice, and then I got some onions that I'm about to add because you gotta add
that. Looks good.
Second.
No meat.
No, well, egg, but
okay.
That's gonna be the only meat.
Put a little chicken in there.
Are you vegetarian?
No, but if I can avoid using the meat in something, like if it can taste good without it, then I'll just go without it.
Yeah, I did. I didn't eat meat for like 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. I think I told you, Bo. I didn't eat meat for like 2 or 3 weeks, and I lost like 15 pounds. But then I went back to eating meat, but without eating meat, I was able to curb my appetite for meat. So instead of me eating meat for every meal, for lunch, I would have like a salad, or I would have like a rice bowl or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And then at night, then I would say, okay, then I'll have like I eat more fish, I eat more salmon, and then the second most, I guess, is more chicken, and then I'll have like a steak, like maybe twice a month or something like that. You know what I mean? But I really try to like balance it out.
See, so I didn't put egg in here.
Eat fish. Eat meat. But yeah, so that's something that I really do pay attention to. It's like a lot of times, because there's a difference when it comes to like YouTubers, especially black YouTubers. To me, some black YouTubers sound musty. Oh, they'll have to. They'll have to.
Yeah, just dropped out. She has so much shit going on there.
They sound musty.
They do kind of sound. They look and sound musty.
And they sound musty. So every time they're like, these women out here need to blah 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 blah. You're like,
yeah. Nah, I don't do that.
This dude's gonna shoot up a Build-A-Bear.
Like, because the status I make, like we were talking about this behind the scenes, and I ain't gonna go too deep. But some comics still hop on my page, all you do is bash women. I just make jokes. You know what I mean? I don't think I'm better or below or I deserve or I don't deserve. No, I just point out behavior and I make jokes. You know what I'm saying?
The thing about that is that you have to be aware. You have to be aware of how it's perceived, right? Like there's a way of saying things. There's a way of saying things where it can be perceived as advice versus punching down. It's the same way when we tell jokes. There's people that are good at telling jokes about other people. There's a way that it's perceived. Like, for example, take Patrice O'Neal, right? Patrice O'Neal told a lot of jokes about women, right? And there's some that felt that he was sexist and misogynist. But there was a way that he did it where people gravitated towards him instead of vice versa, right?
Yeah.
Like, he'll acknowledge it. He'll tell a joke and he'll be like, yo, ladies, it's not, you want us to love you, but we don't like you. Like, it's you can't do both, right?
Yeah.
And it's because you're always around and blah, 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 blah. But then he'll say, oh yeah, I sound like a piece of shit. I sound like a misogynist. I sound this and that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my favorite joke that he does, he has this expression where he refers to himself as being pussy beamed during his set.
Yeah.
And what that is, it's like when the women are like looking at him and they're trying to like non-verbally guilt him into feeling bad about what he says. And there's a part in his set, where he goes, he says, all right. So here's a scenario. What if you guys get into like a train accident, you lose your vagina, and you can't use your vagina no more? Like, what would you do to keep your man around, right? And then you let the man say, and all the women are like, suck his dick. Let him put it in my butt. Blah, 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 blah. He's like, okay, cool. All right, so you guys were looking at me or pussy beaming me the whole time, saying that I was a piece of shit. But when I asked you, how would you keep your man, you just regulate yourself to a bunch of holes.
You didn't say play Xbox. You didn't say invite your other friend over.
You didn't say, learn how to tell better stories, learn how to like cook. You didn't say like anything. But I'm the asshole but that's the way that he like.
That was brilliant.
That's the way he endears himself to people because it doesn't sound like that he's hurt.
Right.
There's a very specific, specific voice tone. There's a very specific way that you word things because
I'm trying to work on that. Because I'm a student of Patrice. That's my type of material. It has worked, but sometimes I do come off like I'm too like. Well, first of all, I hate when black people say you've been hurt like it's something that's shameful. We've all been hurt. We've all been through some type of pain. But I do want to try to master that so that you see the humor more than the hurt. That's what I'm trying to work on with my comedy.
Well, I mean, and when it comes to comedy too, you also have to be confident in what you're saying.
Yeah, for sure.
Does make a difference.
For sure. But I'm just saying, like, it's to the point now, like, because people think I women bash or whatever. But I could just share. Well, let me finish though. I could just share, like, not even my thoughts, just a meme, and I'll ask the question: is this true? And then somebody hop in, he just bash women still. I'm like, I'm just trying to, get the. Matter of fact, you're blocked. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of the same people coming to my page and always having a problem with things that I say. It's like, dude, you don't have to be here. You can leave.
No, you're only blocking women.
No, dudes. No, it be dudes that be doing this. It be dudes. It be these Captain Saber hoes. Like, I'll make my post or whatever.
Captain Saber hoes. Oh, I'm have to block you for that.
But listen. They hop on my page. Like, I'll make a status, whatever. Then they'll hop, look at what's wrong with you, Mo? You hate, and it be comedians. You hate whatever. So they villainize me while boosting themselves up, and now they in whichever chick's inbox that was commenting on my page. Don't use my status to get pussy. Fuck out of here, man.
So getting pom on your status, and you can best believe it. Okay.
Yes. I don't never go on nobody's pages and try to tell people how to be. I never do that. If it's that, if you bother me that much, I just leave. It be the same people that they'll always have something negative to say. Never thumbs up on my birthday. Never shout out my thumbs up a comedy show. It's always negative every time. Hold on,
are you attracting the negative because you're just tuning in when you were saying them Captain Saber hoes? So are you attracting it?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, but my status is the energy. No, the energy that you put out, I attract all types of people, but it's just certain types. It's like, what's wrong with you? Like, if something bothers you that much, like, okay, I'll give you an example. I hate the song Cotton Eye Joe. Hate it. I've been here for a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Cotton Eye Joe's song stinks, but I don't go every single day on YouTube and type out how much the song stinks. I just don't look for it.
No, but you do go on the podcast and you make sure you say it on the podcast. Cotton Eye Joe song stinks.
Well, that's his ass. But I'm just saying, I'm a Barbie girl. Them songs is trash. But I don't go every day on YouTube just to remind everybody how much I don't like this song. And some people treat my page that way.
Yeah, you got a black patrol.
So, ladies, when you say men, you need to stand up to other men. You need to check other men. This is what happens. This is why we let our brothers ride.
Wait, what?
Drive the boat. No, a lot of times there's some women they'll say to us, they'll say, "Hey, you need to hold other men accountable." I hold Mo accountable all the time. It's like driving a
you do.
Yeah, Kenan. Kenan.
But he'll talk to me behind the scenes. He won't try to embarrass me on my page, yo. That's what a friend does.
Yeah,
it's
they're not your friends though. If they're trolling, they're not your friends. So that's their only way of pulling you to the side is through the comments.
I'm assuming you're my comedy elder. I'm assuming that you've been doing it for a while, right? So if you see my post,
21.
I'm saying comedically. I'm not saying age. I assume that you've been doing this longer than me. So if we're supposed to be friends, and you're my elder, right? And you think I have mental issues, like I have issues with women, like something that seems unhealthy.
That was a colleague.
Let me finish. God damn. So.
Okay, go ahead.
If you see I'm distressed and I seem mentally disturbed, how is hopping on my page continually saying you got women issues? How is that helping me?
They're not trying to help you. They're also mentally disturbed. So you're wanting these Captain Saver hoes to save you.
No, I'm just like, yo, why are you doing this? Like, okay, you can leave now. All right.
Well, the thing about the internet too is when you put something out there, you're putting it out there for a response, but you can't choose the kind of response that you're going to get when you're putting it out there. Now, you want a particular response, but if you're getting these other responses, then, that kind of comes with the turf. And maybe it's giving you some training on your clap back. Like sometimes, we go to these comedy shows, we bomb, somebody heckle us in the audience, we lose that night, and then we'll get in the car, and then boom, it clicks on us. If I had just said this, that would have won them, and then this, they would have left. You know what I'm saying? So we learn when we're in the field. But it might be giving you the clap back. It might also be training you how not to take things personal, because how you going to be famous if 2 or 3 people can't say nothing on every post? Because if you look at Kim Kardashian page, honey, she is a slut 10,000 times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she can't read comments. But no, I'm just saying when it's it's supposed to be comedic elders and it's the same individual or 1 or 2 individuals with an issue. Like if it's a whole bunch of different people, I get it. And I don't have constant backlash of 50 people shitting on me. Like, no. But when it's like 1 or 2 and it's the same people all the time, it's like after a while, I'm like, why are you still here? You know what I mean?
But it's giving you want them to pull you to the side if they have a problem, but you have a problem with them. So this is an opportunity for you to pull them to the side and to say, hey, I noticed on my page, you blah, 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 blah. And then y'all can have a discussion about it, because a lot of the times people don't know how to communicate. They don't know to be like, this bothers me. We it's the older we get, the more we learn that we have to parent people. Just because they're not our kids does not mean we don't have to. We're constantly responding like the parent. Like, okay, every day you're saying something. Obviously, you have something to say. Hey, let me DM this person. Let me call this person on the phone and see what's up. Hey, you want to come on my live? Because that might even be a segment for you to start. You put out a post, some trolls. Hey, I'm inviting you to go to my live DM and we can have a serious discussion about it. It's gonna be fun. I want to book you for this. Then that's another little segment you have that's fun because you can't even have a interesting live unless it's you and the other person and y'all don't, see eye to eye. So, so many little things are birthed.
I feel like some of these people don't want solutions. I've talked behind the scenes with some of the individuals, and they just be on troll 10,000. Like they ain't even trying to. Because I'm a rational person, but if I see, or if you're older than me and you think you don't value my perspective or anything, there's nothing I can say. If you always have a dismissive attitude about me, that won't work. If you're not even willing to respect me or try to understand me, that's not going to work.
So what's one of the comments? What's one of the comments? Give me the comment.
Oh, a prime example. You have serious, deep-seated issues with women.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
See, when you agree with your heckler, you're the funny one. Now you've taken all the way to power. Right. You know what? You're right. I do. Thanks so much for commenting. You know what I'm saying? Yo, dude, that was a little hard. Yes, it was. I'm so glad you stopped by. Boom. You agree with your heckler.
I didn't even think about it like that. Wow.
Because that's how we get hecklers. Hecklers say one thing, we have to repeat it because the repeating it will give us a chance to think. But as soon as they say something, we agree with it. Like as soon as you agree with them, boom, you got no problem.
Thank you, I appreciate that. I didn't think about it like that because I'm always trying to defend myself instead of going with it. You know what I mean? Right?
Yeah. Because the thing about it too is they love your page, and they're a fan, and you know what I'm saying. You know how many people look at Wendy Williams and can't stand her? They're a fan. They're coming to see what she has to say so they can complain about what she has to say. And you can't even be famous unless you have people that don't like you all the way. You know what I'm saying? If everybody's like, I love, even with Oprah, people, I'm an Oprah fan, and people will be like, fuck Oprah. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
but it's you know what it is though? It's kind of personal. I don't want to call names out, but when it's somebody I kind of look up to as a mentor, it's a little different. You know what I'm saying?
You're negating the fact that they love your page. If they're coming repeatedly, they love your page because we all have the power to unfriend and block. So they come to your post and they post all the time. They are a fan of you. You know what I'm saying? And they like you too. They don't like what you say, but they definitely enjoy seeing your perspective and coming to comment on it. Like you're sparking conversation. So, you're looking up to them, and guess what? They're supporting you back, even if you don't like what they say. Because that's what a talk show host is going to be like. He's going to say some things controversial.
Good point.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Good point.
And
that's why you the veteran.
No, but that's what we were talking about before. We were talking about the example of Patrice O'Neal while you were gone. And how, Patrice used to do those jokes about women and stuff. And people would be like, you're a misogynist. And Patrice would be like, yeah. Someone had to tell you. You know what I mean? Like, it's very... Because now, instead of people like, oh, this is shit, they're like, oh my God, he has confidence. And now everyone likes him because he's confident in what he's saying. He's not just saying it just to say it. He knows what he's saying, and he's 10 toes down. Now, is he what he's saying the best thing? No, but at least he has the goal.
Yeah. And the same with Corey Holcomb.
That's what I said.
The same with Corey Holcomb. You look at Corey Holcomb, his comedy is mean. You know what I'm saying? It's filled with women at his shows. The same with TK Kirkland. You know what I mean? Always saying something. He's got the pimp mentality. Shows full of women. You know what I'm saying? The same with the guy Kevin Samuels. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't tell me this guy is a straight man. I can't say. I don't want to say he's not a straight man, but I'm talking about a person that hates women.
Don't overtalk me.
Well, a person that exactly that. I don't know, but it's not the same as the Corey Holcomb or the TK Kirkland. Like you can still see them dating a woman. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Samuels. I'm like, I got him telling the woman, "Don't touch me, you fish cake." You know what I'm saying? So, but women are his, biggest supporters because we're, they're sharing the stuff even more.
The thing about this is that a lot of people are not confident in what they say anymore. A lot of people say things because they think is what people want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're a person that means what you say and say what you mean, you're different. Like, for example, like when it comes to dating, women seem to love it more when you ask them for their phone numbers versus their Instagram.
Yeah.
And also, yeah.
And they're shocked when you pick up the phone and give them a call.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Where
Like,
is the caller?
And it's because everybody is on this fuck shit while we can play games. You can get the number, and then you text forever, or you text and no one responds and anything.
Yeah.
Like, you know what, I'm gonna call this person. Now,
That's call ID, man. That's why.
if the person doesn't answer the phone, then that's a whole different conversation. But people are just shocked because where we've moved in society has been taking the easy way out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why people gravitate towards a Corey Holcomb or a Patrice or a Kevin Samuels, because they're like, oh no, I know exactly what I said.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why dating is kind of. Oh, go ahead, Del. Sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm gonna let you make that.
That's one of the reasons that dating is fucked up now, because there's a lot of dudes that are like that don't mean what they say.
Yeah.
They say, yo, I want to be in a relationship, but I really want to fuck. Or I want to fuck.
I think
be in a relationship.
And it sounds like we're
I want that.
It sounds like we're starting to go into the realm of like online dating. But I think just the access with social media and dating apps, it's just overflooded. Like, men have way too much access to women to communicate to anybody. Anybody got your Facebook could just call you, video call you right now. And then women have too many men that have too much access to them. Because a lot of women can't handle all that attention and pressure either. I remember I hooked up with this BBW chick, man. Big white girl or whatever. I met her like on Facebook dating or something. So we got to chatting, you know what I'm saying? And she was like, yeah, I was on this for the past couple of days, but it's kind of overwhelming. I got too many messages. I was like, how many you got? Like 15, 20? This chick said 300. 300 messages in 2 or 3 days. And I'm talking about big, not to put her down, but she's not the prototypical of what you would think of a bad chick that was getting mad attention. And that's just her. So imagine like chicks that are in shape, that are beautiful. If she got 3, somebody else will probably get 1,000 in 3 days. So with all the attention that people aren't used to getting, they're getting that can make their head blow up. And getting all that attention can make some women's head blow up. And men just having all that access, that just makes them like 10 times more thirsty. You know what I mean?
That
and you got a toxic dating pool. Yep.
Hold on here.
Go ahead, Joe. You were saying something.
Mm-hmm.
I was saying that the BBW is way popular. You know, it's not just because a woman is small. It's because she's a woman, period. And as long as you have a working vagina, you about to be somebody's type. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
But the thing about it, too, is I feel what you're saying, Keenan, when you said about that, everybody said, because I had met a guy, too, and, nice looking guy. And I'm like, okay, he's tall. You texting me to death. And every time I think about, like, whenever a person texts me, I just immediately write it off as, oh, you don't like me. Because when a man likes a woman, he picks up that phone. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I
don't agree.
Well, you don't like women all together.
No. Fuck all that. I'll show you some videos to prove. I'll show you videos to prove otherwise. But anyway, I feel like you got to graduate. For me personally, I have to get permission to get to that point to call. Like, I'll text first. We'll fill each other out, and then we could take it to the next level, and we could talk on the phone. But I'm multitasking. I'm always doing shit. I can't be talking on the phone and I'm trying to do all X, Y, Z.
Then you don't have time for a woman.
I got
5 minutes.
I got other things that I do. No, I have no problem with calling her, but I like to get permission from her first before I do that, is what I'm saying.
If she gave you the number, though, that's permission.
I don't know. That's just how I move. Or how about this? I text you like, is it okay to call? And then, because I have no problem, but I don't know what situation that you're in. You could be on a toilet. You could be on whatever. You know what I'm saying? I at least want to know it's okay. You could be around some people and you can't have a conversation. But that's why it's good to text first, just to get that permission, and then you know what I'm saying. So you get what I'm saying? Mhm.
Yeah.
Does that make sense, Miss Dell Harris?
No, because I think I'm going by when a man meets someone and he has a feeling about her, he defies all odds and calls. Like that's every.
I get it, but you still, I feel like you don't know what situation she's in before you call her.
Well,
I know, but men don't be caring when it's something about you. They don't be caring.
Some do. Some do.
Well, I don't like. I don't be wanting that. I don't be wanting that. The one that be like, let me get permit. Let me do that. I want that direct. Hey, I got your phone number. Hey, call you. See what you're doing.
So you take a doo-doo. You on the toilet?
Bro, what Dell is saying is that women want men to take control. Period.
Yes.
Yeah, I get it.
Yes.
You have to take control.
And I agree. And I agree with that. And I agree with that because for a while I used to be like, oh, can I take you out or whatever, right? But when I start saying, yo, put some clothes on tomorrow. We're gonna go to Saddle Ranch. We're gonna
didn't I teach you that?
Medium rare.
Hold up.
I'm gonna pick you up at 8 p.m.
Hold up.
And then afterwards we're gonna go to a cigar bar and we're gonna smoke cigars.
Who taught you? I taught you that though. I told you don't ask. Just tell them. I told you that.
Well, why don't you do it then?
No, I'm just talking about the phone. Like if I'm just the phone situation. I'm just like, I'm about to call you, Zach. You know what I mean? I'm about to give you a call.
That's all. The thing about it is, it starts with the phone conversation.
No, I get it.
Now, I will say this. There's some chicks that I'm not necessarily interested in. But if I'm trying to get like a booty call or something, I'll text them.
Yes. Now, see, you know and that's my thinking. When you're texting, it's just like, oh, okay, you just want me for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that calling, that connection, like I connect to you from the time I hear your voice. When I'm just texting you, you mean nothing. Like as soon as a dude texts me, if you're in town, then maybe you can text, but like you mean nothing until I hear your voice. You know what I'm saying?
So what you're saying is, if I would have Facebook called you, you would have accepted my friend ad.
Oh yeah, I told you need to Facebook call me. You need to apply on my Instagram. You need to text a friend to tell me to pick up. You know what I'm saying? Because I literally.
So, texting works if they text your friend, but it don't work if they text you. So I gotta text your friend to let you know that I'm about to do X, Y, Z.
That you about to Facebook friend request me, you know, all that for a Facebook friend request. Yeah, but you know.
But I don't mind. Listen, I don't mind calling. I don't like I don't mind communicating and hearing the voice. I don't mind that. I'm just saying, in the initial stages, if I'm about to call you, I just want to make sure we are able to talk. You could be in any type of situation. You know what I'm saying? You could be at church. You could be around friends. A whole bunch of like where you can't pick the phone up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but why?
Be like, I can't talk right now.
And also too, like the old school message, the leaving of the message is delicious. You know what I'm saying? You see somebody call, they left you a message. Hey, just want to say what's up. Like I'm telling you, that phone is everything to me. Like
nobody don't leave voicemails no more. Nobody does that anymore.
But
yes, they do.
But you see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. What I'm seeing right now is exactly why dating is trash. And this isn't like against you or anything, but it's literally like we're overthinking everything. It's like, I'm gonna call, but there's an argument. Oh no, I can't. Well, what? You know what I mean? And this is what everybody is thinking, and that's why dating is trash because we're like, man, I want some pussy, but then we're just like, but what if she doesn't like respond to my? You know, it's like we're overthinking everything instead of just going for it. And I have to admit, there's some friends that I have here in LA, and they're annoying because all they talk about is women and pussy all the time. Like that's all they talk about. And we'll just be hanging out, and they'll be like, I'm gonna go get some pussy. But you know what's funny? They be getting pussy because they're hoes. They be asking every girl they see, and then maybe one out of 150 says yes.
Yeah. Then to me, they are useful. You know, because a person that is youthful is wanting to sow
Yeah,
you
they're
know,
20
into
something.
as many people. Yeah. So like, yeah,
I'm in my
you know, you're
30s. I
20
don't.
something.
I'm good on that.
And you know, when you
Not me.
get to a particular age, I would, you know, think you would want to have a person to rely on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
For
I agree.
your needs, as opposed to you always having to now feel it out. Because that's how Drake got into his thing. You know what I'm saying? You call it some random girl. Then she, you know what I'm saying? You got to put hot sauce in the car. You shouldn't even been sleeping with her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
Did
crazy.
y'all heard about that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It seemed like cap to me though.
Was trying to get Drake's baby.
That seemed like cap. You could just flush the
That's the
fucking
only time.
condom.
That's the only time I will use the word bitch. That trifling bitch.
What
Dell.
Okay, yeah.
So, well, I don't know if Dell might have a visitor. I don't know. I'm just saying.
No, that's
Dell.
my cousin. My cousin's listening.
Oh, what's up, cuz? What's
Yeah.
up, cousin?
He can't hear
How
you.
do you
It's good.
feel? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on dating in Los Angeles?
Shoot, I'll have some as soon as I start. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I have had some dates on the Los Angeles scene. You know, there's some nice guys out here. That's when I met them online, and I just came off of like, then I, you know, was you know, with someone, but then I just closed down all apps, not just, but like I closed down all apps because I just can't. Like, I need to meet you the old school way at the grocery store, at the car, like, you know, wherever. I can't. We're mammals. Like, you know what I'm saying? I need to like smell you. You know what I mean? So
was there something that specifically happened on the apps that you said? Because I got rid of all of my apps too, and I'll tell that story in a minute. But I got rid of all of my apps as well, and I told myself, I said, I'm going to start going out and I'm going to start meeting people. But I'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Was there something specific that happened with you that you want to share where you said, all right, it needs to be organic?
I think what it is I mean, met some nice guys up there, but I feel like it's just that one thing that you don't have to be upfront about. You know what I'm saying? Like on the app, I just feel like it's a way for you to hide. You know what I mean? I gotta keep up. You know, I'm talking to these 7 guys when we want to meet. Then when I meet you, I gotta get that same story again because I can't remember who's the mechanic and who's the this and who's the that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to like meet you in person where it's organic and we can say right then and there. I can make a judgment call right then and there. And that the only thing about that is it takes longer to do because the app is more like instant. But you know, I would rather take longer to attract quality than have all these instant, you know, McDonald's, you know, dates. I mean, not go McDonald's physical, but you know, fast food dates. You know, I want something more sincere. And then also too, dating apps are time wasters, you know?
Big time.
You know, you're on there, you're this, you're that. I have things that from the time I get up in the morning to the time I close my eyes, I am at work. And that's why I would just go ahead and rather pursue my purpose until a person comes along and requests a phone number, and then I could go out, you know, and then luckily for me, I have like, you know, guy friends who will call and be like, hey, let's go to lunch. You know what I'm saying? So I still get the male interaction because we just need that. He's single, I'm single, but we're not, you know, we're just friends. But you know, that's healthy. But dating apps are pretty toxic to me.
No, they are.
Very. I cut them off for a little bit, but it sucked me back in. But I don't know. I just keep them in the background every now and again.
Yeah.
The thing about dating apps in Los Angeles, I feel that it's a lot of women use them as a come up in Los Angeles. I think a lot of women will be on Hinge and like, follow me on Instagram and follow me on my Snapchat and all
follow my OnlyFans.
But they'll be real. They won't be like bots. They'll be like they'll be real. They'll be like real women and about just follow me on Instagram or whatever, right? They'll never respond when you try to hit them up on Instagram. And what happens is, I think, because the thing about Los Angeles too, I don't know if this rings true for you, Del, But when it comes to men, a lot of people are looking for opportunities, right? They're when it comes to like online dating, like a lot of people are looking for opportunities versus relationships. So what'll happen is, because there was a time where I became very strict on who I went out with, and I got a little shallow. I said, okay, I want a woman that looks like this. I want a woman that's this size and this and that and all that stuff and blah blah blah. And so I was very specific because what I do for myself is I set goals for myself. Like for example, 2019 was the year of yes, 2020 was the year of no, and 2021 was okay, I'm balanced out. I can decide what I want to do on my own and shit, right? Because I'm the type of person that kind of needs to do that type of stuff to get balanced. So I did the extreme where I was like, okay, I'm only going to go out with women that I think are physically hot. You know what I mean? Because before it's like, okay, personality, blah, blah, blah. I've done that stuff, and it hasn't necessarily worked out. But I'm like, okay, physically hot. Those are the women I'm going out with. And I was able to get dates. But then when you become a shallow person and you start dating, you get shallow people. So I'm sitting on all these dates that I met online, and we're not having conversations. Or that person is on the phone. Or they just got back with their ex-boyfriend, so now all of a sudden we're friends on a date. You know what I mean? So I just said, this is just all the mess because unfortunately when you do online dating, we're all superficial. And I'm actually trying to get to know you. I've noticed that when I actually started trying to have real conversations with people on Hinge, like what's your favorite movies? What's your this? What's your that? Let's get together. Let's go out next week. They will unmatch me. And it's like, oh, you don't really want to have a real conversation. Like I remember I was talking to this one young lady we matched on Hinge, and I said, we started talking about movies because I always ask about movies. I said, what's your top 5 movies, right? And she'll be like, what movies do you like? And I'm like, oh, I like independent British TV shows or whatever, right? And she's like, oh, we don't like the same movies. And I'm like, well, what do you like? I like action. Okay, well, what movies do you like? Unmatch me. Because she really didn't want to have like a conversation. Because she doesn't have to. Because there's going to be someone in their inbox like, man, you got fat ass. I want to stick my face in it. And then that's it. Or but
then they get mad at that too.
Or I'll give you $10,000 to go out on a date with me. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to talk to me about fucking what your top 5 movies are.
Well, not if you're not interested,
Yeah. So I mean, it's one of those things where I think online dating gives people a chance to overthink things and not take a chance. But when you meet people in real life, then it's like, I like you. I like you for now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I might not like you tomorrow, but for now, I like you for now. Right? So that's the first instinct. Like what has happened to me is I've started going out every day. Not to really look, but just go out. I go to the comedy store. I go to like a restaurant. I have dinner or whatever. I'll get phone numbers. Like people will women will voluntarily give me their phone numbers. A lot of them are white women. They're not really my type. But I get phone numbers, right? And the test that I've done is I've done the texting the next day, Del. I've done the texting the next day. And then that's when I'm like, oh man, no one's like texting me back or no one's picking up the phone. But then that's when I'm like, oh shit, this was like a one-time offer. They were trying to, because it'll be like in the middle of the night, you know what I mean? It'll be like at night that I go out. I'm like, oh shit, they were trying to fuck. And I didn't want it because I'm not just going to fuck someone I just met. They weren't trying. I'm not trying to fuck. Huh?
Why not?
No.
Because that's just not how I roll. And I need to.
What? You ain't gonna smash who you just met?
I need to make sure that my apartment is romantic before I have someone over.
Okay, touche. And
like
that, hold up, I don't mean to pause you, but that is the equivalent of me texting first to make sure she's good before I call you. But carry on.
I mean, if you want to do that Minecraft thing, and sure, yeah, okay. But I'm saying, I'm very particular. Like I'm very particular about first impressions. You know, so if you come over to my house, I want it to, you know, I want like like lavender and stuff. Now it's like I have to make sure I have candles burning in my apartment all the time, just in case I go out and some chick is like, "Here's my phone number." If a woman in LA says that she doesn't have Instagram, she wants to fuck. Because if you ask her, if you're like, "Yo, you have Instagram?" She's like, "I don't use Instagram, but here's my number." She wants to fuck. That's what I learned.
Wait, no.
Oh,
See,
say it again?
the thing about it too is, no, I'm thinking it's the exact opposite. Like, you know what I mean?
In my case, they want to fuck me.
Oh, okay.
But I say no.
I don't know about that. I don't know because Instagram is like so. If they're giving you their phone number, I feel like they're like, call me. You know what I'm saying? Giving you the like, let's talk, let's get off of social media and know each other.
No, that's what I said. That's why I said if they tell you they don't have Instagram, but here's my number,
then you said let's have sex.
No, that's not. I mean, I said she wants to fuck in the sense of she's attracted to you.
Oh,
that's
okay.
That's what I meant. If you,
I thought you meant like right now, immediately, like like.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That like in my case, she's attracted to you. If you ask for their phone number and they offer their Instagram, they're not. But if you say, "Yo, do you have Instagram?" They're like, "No, I don't use Instagram." Which they do. They use Instagram. They do. They use Instagram. But then they're like, "But here's my number."
I don't know if they want to. They're definitely attracted enough, but I don't know if they want to have sex immediately.
And for some reason, people want to fuck me. I don't know why. It must be the glasses.
I mean,
now, Now the dog is in front of the camera.
Your woman. Is that not the cutest face ever?
Oh, look at the doggy. Why must I be like that? Why must I change the cat? Nothing but a dog in me. Wow, 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 yippee yo, yippee yay. Wow, wow, yippee yo, yippee yay. Wow, 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 yippee yo, yippee yay.
So Del, what's the best dating experience that you've had in LA, and then what's the worst? And then we'll go to Mo.
Oh God, the best. Well, I just recently had well, not recently, but it was earlier this year. Was it earlier this year, or maybe it was late last year? But anyway, I wind up reconnecting with somebody that I had met before. We had kind of like dated before, and then they was just like, "Please let me, take you out or whatever." And then we wind up going out to Long Beach. Then the next day we caught some kind of Jamaican fest. Then the next day after that we got a concert at Hollywood Bowl. That was like lit right there. You know what I'm saying? And then I went to church, and then I could just hear the Holy Spirit being like, "He is not long term." You know what I'm saying?
Lord
So the worst, so that ended right there because you do have to think about your future and who you're connected to. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that initial hookup we can be good. But what?
That's a lit one. No, go ahead.
Okay. I'm like, could you put yourself on mute while you're lit brushing the mic?
That's what's funny. It's funny though. I'm the comedy relief, but I'll mute it.
But anyway, then the worst one is I had met this guy online and we was like straight vibing, and then he ghosted me. So
oh man,
that sucked. And then he reappeared. But once you go away suddenly, then I just go away permanently.
Online is trash. I mean, I feel bad because there's this one young lady that I really liked that I met online, and I didn't talk to her enough. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't talk on the phone enough. We didn't call. And I felt bad because I wanted to, but I was kind of busy at the time. And she was just kind of like, well, you don't call me, so I don't think it's going to work. And I got really sad because I was like, yo, I actually really like this chick. But I kind of ghosted her. I'm guilty of that myself. What about you, Mo?
Best experience was relatively recent. I met some girl on Facebook, not Facebook dating, she just looked familiar, so I just added her. I do that all the time. And we got to talking, we kind of hit it off. And I hadn't heard from I think I matched her with her the day before. Then we spoke the next day during the day. Then I had to work all day. Then she hit me up at night. I was at a comedy show. So she's like, what you doing? So I showed her a video. I was like, yeah, we're out here doing this. She's like, well, I'm about to come down and see you. I'm like, all right. So the show was over, but we just went. I did karaoke or whatever. But the point I'm trying to make is I didn't have to ask her. She showed interest and she initiated. And she's like, I'm about to come check you. And it was like mind boggling because like that hasn't happened to me like over 20 years, you know? So it was just a pretty cool experience. But she smoked cigarettes though. So.
Now, is that one of your, you know, where you draw the line cigarettes?
I like to kiss and I'm very affectionate. That's tough. That's a tough thing to deal with. I love kissing. I love being in her mouth, you know, tongue and all that good stuff. And it's just but besides that, nobody's perfect. For her to initiate and reach out and we had a good time, you know what I'm saying? Not argumentative. We had great conversation. That was recent. That was a good experience. A bad dating experience. A bad one.
My category gets kissing. Well, it is. I love kissing.
Mother-daughter kissing.
No, it's very erotic, you know?
Yeah, but my bad really experience.
Go ahead.
My bad experience I had, I was like in my second year of comedy or something like that. I matched with some girl on Tinder, and for the first date, she was coming to my comedy show. And I guess I was just doing so bad. Like I'm watching her. She got up to go to the bathroom, which I thought, but she just left. And like she was all over me, flirting with me. We having drinks, but I think maybe my stuff was too misogynistic. Maybe I turned up. I used to talk about like ugly babies when I first started and things of that nature. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what happened, but all I know is I had her phone number. I think I had her Facebook, and I had the Tinder match. Once she left, the phone number was blocked. The Facebook was blocked. The Tinder, everything was just blocked. And the crazy thing is, I met another girl that night, and me and the other chick wound up, you know, hanging out in the car and kissing and stuff, just on some whatever. But she was telling me, I told her what happened. She was like, yeah, I was talking to that girl in the bathroom, and the girl was like, yeah, I got to leave, blah, 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 this and that. But so at the time, she didn't know the girl had come there for me. So I lost one in that night, and I got somebody else. But I don't talk to her no more anywhere. But that's just kind of embarrassing but that's kind of embarrassing to. I was so bad at comedy. Not only did I walk her, she just walked out of my life. Like, I've never worked for that woman in 7 years. So that was my bad. I got a whole bunch of them, but that's the one I could.
Bombed on stage, and bombed in the friendship.
I'm trying to be. I got a whole bunch of bad stories, like graphically sexual stories, but I don't want to, you know, pollute this Christian woman's ears with my lascivious activities and carnality.
Thanks so much. This Christian woman appreciates it.
But yeah, it's been interesting. It's been interesting the last few months. I took a girl to Disneyland.
Nice.
But that was our last date. I wasn't rich enough for her. This is what I knew. Because sometimes what happens is you can tell. And this is what I was doing, though, when I was going up after particular type of women. I'm like, when you are shallow, you're going to get shallow women, right?
Absolutely.
And what happened with this young lady was that this young lady was, you know, she had dated athletes and people like that prior, and she was a Miss USA pageant person and was a cheerleader and all that stuff, right? And she was talking about, she said, you know, I like nerds, but nerds don't like me, right? And I was like, okay, well, you know, I guess I'm a nerd. I mean, there's things I like that are nerdy. So I said, yeah, let's go out or whatever, right? And what's funny is that she was always on the defensive. You know, she was always on the defensive. I'm not a nerd. I'm not, but she was. She was a huge nerd. Like what she didn't realize, she was like a nerd in denial because that's what she didn't realize. Like the fact that she had done all those other things, she thought she was one of the cool kids, but she was really more of the awkward kid. And I think she had like self-esteem. It was like it's like self-esteem stuff, right? So I was always myself, and I was like, "Yo, let's do this, let's do that, let's whatever." But there would always be pushback. And then the day we went to Disneyland, and I knew. I live in a dingy apartment building in North Hollywood. I'm like, meet me in my house. We'll get in the car. We'll ride to Disneyland. I said, when she sees the apartment building I live in, she's not gonna want to talk to me anymore. I'm like, I know. Like I had a feeling, and sure enough, like a day later, she's like, yeah. So I'm like going out with this guy that I've been trying to give it, and it's like some dude like a Bentley, and it's like, okay, yeah, you just want to be rich. That's cool.
I want money, lots and lots of money.
Lots of money.
I want the pie in the sky. I want to be rich.
So, I mean, all I'm saying is, just in case some stuff pops off, don't fucking call me. That's all I'm saying. Don't call me. Yeah. When I'm on the when there's a Deadline or Variety article, just don't call me. That's fine, because each person has to pick their own path. You have to pick people that are for you.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Just don't.
Yeah. Let it go.
You have deep-rooted issues. Keenan, you have deep-rooted issues with women.
That was from your old self, Keenan. You have to let it go.
You gotta let it go.
Well, it's weird because like recently, since we started doing this podcast and stuff, I've gotten texts from people. You know what I mean? So it's just because we definitely do live in a town where it's opportunities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and what you're saying to that is right. What you're what you're saying is right too, because also you don't want to let that attitude like ruin your career. Because as comics, we go and we hang out at comedy clubs, and people don't give a fuck about you, when you're there. But then they start hearing stuff about you, and then all of a sudden they're in your face. You also don't want to be that bitter person that comes back. It's like, man, 10 years ago, you spit on me and I was on fire. Fuck you. You don't want to be like that because then you're not going to be able to get any work, and you're not.
And they don't even remember it. They don't even remember it. Like you're going to be holding all that for nothing because they're going to be like, I did. After you, what you mean you did?
For real? You're like for real?
But at the same time, ladies, if you ain't fucking with me now, don't fucking call me when I win an Emmy. But I've let go.
Oh no! No, they will be at your mercy, and you could do with that whichever lascivious carnality that you want to do to them. They are at your disposal.
Don't let Satan advise you of nothing. Okay.
When a black man do like this, when he talking, he being serious.
He's like, black woman, your womb is
womb. I hate when them dudes I hate when them incent niggas be like. I hate when them incent niggas. Those hotep niggas be like, womb man, the womb man. Like, bitch, you don't get the fuck out of here with that.
Protect the womb of the black woman because it is the most desirable on the planet.
Yeah. It is the most desirable, the most beautiful ever.
So I think this is good. We might have to do like a part 2 of this.
Oh yeah. I gotta get ready for my show too.
Wait, Del. Is there something that you want to tell our viewers, given the last time that you were on our podcast?
No, I do not want to tell. I don't even want to bring it up, but I do want to tell your viewers that please go do me a favor and go to Spotify, all music stores, Apple Music, Amazon, Tidal. And download my new song called Never Give Up.
Oh, you
that
sing?
Is, yes. Oh my God, I'm a singer. What?
Okay.
My new song called Never Give Up. Download it now, please. Don't just stream it. Download it. I also have a comedy album out there, and I got more music out there, but my new single just got released, and I got a video on YouTube. So look me up on YouTube. So you can see the video.
Don't bootleg. Support Miss Dell, who got the same name as a Hall of Fame NBA basketball coach.
Do you? Where else can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram. I am DEL Harrison. I am DEL Harrison. I am DEL Harrison on Instagram. And then you can link to everything I got going on right from my IG.
Yes. And please do not disrespect Miss Dell. I'm not going to say referring to what, but I am tired. I am tired of hearing about the disrespect.
What disrespect? What you talking about?
Nothing.
We'll say it offline.
Okay. I have no idea what you're
the
talking
viewers
about.
know if you disrespect Miss Dell and she tells me, I'm going to find y'all. And
Nah, Miss Dell helped me mentally today. She actually gave me a little breakthrough and a way to approach some of these trolls. I didn't even think that.
This was a therapeutic session for Mo Green, which is good.
Oh yeah, no, I feel better after this conversation. I feel bad for the person I blocked. I gotta unblock him now.
Mo, where can they find you?
Comedian Mo Green on all platforms. Tonight I will be performing at the Elbow Room in West Hartford, Connecticut. 413 Invades 860 comedy show, headlined by Daryl Roseman from Springfield, featuring Lisa Wentworth, and hosted by my homeboy Vince Berry. I'm just doing the spot so I can collect all the money and be relaxed.
Well, that's all good. This episode's not going up until Monday, so it's gonna be over.
It's all good though. You still got to stunt. Still got to stunt. Like we doing. We got to tell them we're doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Like these niggas busy.
Yeah, I mean it's good to be busy. Everyone, you can follow me at Keenan J Floyd, spell it 1 EKENAN J to the FLOYD as in pink on Instagram. There you can follow my link tree and you can follow me on all other platforms. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the Light Skinned Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for your support. There's a lot of people that have actually been reaching out and actually have been enjoying our content. So thank you so much.
People been adding to her. I think we got over 40 now. Yep.
I mean, yeah.
People subscribing. You know what I'm saying? Baby steps.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So with Dell, we're gonna get tens of thousands of more followers. Everyone loves Miss Dell.
Dell, she famous like that?
Dell, thank you so much for coming on the podcast with us.
Thank you, Dell.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
We're gonna do it again with Krys. We'll probably do like a part 2. But everyone that watched, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure again to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll catch y'all later.
Peace.